Hi guys, this is Dan from Magic Pachinko Restorations with another Pachinko machine for you to consider. This is a 1973 Sankyo. It's a Model B type machine. Full restoration was done on the machine, including the playfield. I decided to shoot this video out in my workshop rather than I usually shoot them in the house with a maroon backdrop, but this time I just decided to do it out in my shop. This is where I do the work on the Pachinkos. And yes, I keep it this neat all the time. I'm kind of a freak or a little anal on keeping things nice, neat, and orderly. So at any rate, full restoration, everything taken off the machine. Everything you see has been taken off, cleaned, polished, de-rusted, sanded, polyurethane, you name it. It's been done to the machine to ensure that this will last pretty much forever and function fully. This playfield was replaced. Again, everything comes off to be able to replace the playfield. It is not the original playfield. I had some extra playfield, so I just opted to choose one. I think this was a nice choice for this, as the green of the playfield highlights the green on the machine. So I'm real pleased with it. There is a light here that will light up when you run out of Pachinko balls. I'll show you that in a minute. And there's a light behind the center attraction that will light when a jackpot is made. So you can see how nice and clean everything is. Again, the brass polish to get rid of the tarnishing, so on and so forth. Okay, so we'll turn this around, show you the back side. Everything's nice and clean. What I do with these, typically there is no power attached to these machines at all. It just gets ripped out in the Pachinko parlors. So I use and supply with all my restored machines a 12-volt plug-in. You just have to plug this into the wall. So once it's plugged in, I don't think you can see it from the back, but right here is a light, and that light is on right now. There are no Pachinko balls in here, and so this switch is not in this position, which turns the light off. It's in that position, which allows the light to be on. So as long as there's not any Pachinko balls or not enough Pachinko balls in the machine, that light will come on. Just a quick look at this, completely clean. Everything is, this cabinet all gets torn apart, sanded down, polyurethane. This backboard is sanded down, polyurethane. All the rust taken off the metal, so on and so forth. Okay, so we're going to get this ready for play. This particular tray that I have here, it holds about 700 Pachinko balls. Ideally, you would need at least 300. Better 500, and obviously the most that you can put in the machine, the better off. If I'm not sure how many will actually fit in the machine, but probably 700-800 would fill the machine completely. So with a Sankyo, the ball dump is right here, and it's spring loaded, so its default position is in the run, if you will, the run position. You have to actually move it over for the ball dump, so that you don't have to worry about that. That's not going to shift during shipping. So let me get the balls in the machine. So that upper tray is fairly full. I did save some. You will need something similar to this to place right there. With this machine, the losing balls exit the machine through this chute, and the winning balls exit the machine out this chute here. So you need something this wide to catch the balls as they drop. Okay. The only other thing you want to check prior to actually using the machine is make sure that your seesaw, this is the Seesaw Chamber, you want to make sure the seesaw is in the correct position. The seesaw on this particular machine is made of clear plastic, and it has 2 Pachinko balls trapped inside of it, and that does a weight shift as it tips back and forth. So you want the seesaw to be in this position to start rather than in this position to start. And if it's down, there's a little plunger here. You just push up on it, and that'll bring the seesaw up into this position. So anytime a winning ball comes into the machine, It drops down along here. It goes into the end of the seesaw. The weight of the ball tips it. It comes out. It goes through this chute mechanism, which activates this arm, which is right here. It's kind of hard to see, but this arm right here. The weight of the ball drops. Like that. The weight of the ball drops the arm down, releases the pachinko balls, and then the system resets itself. Okay, so just make sure the seesaw is up before you start to play. Now, this particular machine does not have stabilization feet on it yet. More than likely, I will get some more. I need to make some more, and it'll have a set of feet on it so that it's not real tippy. So if you're going to let it freestand, you're going to want the feet on it. If you're going to build it into a cabinet, obviously you don't need the feet. So now that you have the machine ready to go, you're going to throw some pachinko balls up here in the supply tray. Now, when you go to play this for the first time, it takes one cycle for a pachinko ball to actually get into the ball handling mechanism. You can see that a couple are down there ready to go, but it takes one cycle of that handle to get one inside. So don't worry about that first attempt at launch. It's not going to launch a pachinko ball. But now that we've got the launch there, we're just going to start to launch balls. Let's see if we can get a win here. I prefer to play like this. I like to watch the balls drop through and see where they end up. Obviously, you can launch the balls much quicker in rapid succession. This machine actually plays quite well. With the tulips closed, it's a lot harder to win. So let me quickly launch some balls, see if we can get a win here. And it's just a matter of letting this roll off your thumb. We're not having any luck at all this morning. There we go. So obviously it's easier to win when the tulips are open, when these tulips open up, than it is when they're closed. So there's 4 tulips and 2 pay pockets. What I'll do here is show you the way the machine pays out. So your center attraction, if a ball drops in here, it drops straight through and will open the tulips. If the ball goes in on a side, it drops through and comes over here. Every once in a while, and it will open this tulip. If the ball goes in on this side, it'll open this tulip. Okay. All right. So now that the tulips are open, it's a lot easier to win. I'm not saying this is the way you have to play the machine. I'm just trying to show you how it works. But now when we start to launch the balls, you'll see that you'll get a lot more wins. This is the drawback to plexiglass. Plexiglass has a lot of give to it, and so it's not in place. I prefer glass. I won't ship a machine with glass, but this would not happen if you had glass in here. The balls, 2 balls tried to get in the same time, and they bulged out, which the plexiglass moved and allowed the balls to congregate like that. It's not a big deal if it ever happens. There's a release over here. You just open the door. And the machine will right itself and be ready to go. Eventually, when you run low on balls, you'll see that you can see the balls up in here. You get to the point where you can't see the balls up in there anymore. The machine will turn a light on, and it'll stay on in this area. This releases the balls from the upper tray to the lower tray where the ashtray is. If it's freestanding, you're just going to scoop them up and drop them into the upper hopper until the light goes out, or you're going to reach back, grab these that have dropped out of the machine, and drop them back in and continue to play. So that's the 1973 Sankyo fully restored machine. Any questions, contact me. As always, I stand behind the machines 100%, and will always be there to support it, and hope this maybe will become part of your family's heirloom. Thanks.